It's pretty early in the morning at 5:27. So guys, this is what if Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was in the MCU Part 2. Now you guys were really waiting for this, or one of you guys I commented over, I wanted to see this on. So one of you guys really wanted this, so I'm doing Part 2 of this. So I think I last left off when, Peter, you know, join Tony's side doing the whole entire Civil War thing near the end, because Peter did, join Cap's side at, in the middle, but I mean, yeah, at the beginning he joined Cap's side, but for the whole entire, thing with, whatchamacallit, Civil War, and he found out that Bucky was a murderer, he picked Tony's side because he hates, people that kill. But even though, like, in the comic books, Peter, straight up murked. And in MCU, all these, heroes be murking or killing their villains, like, off the bat. Iron Man, every Iron Man movie, Iron Man's villain gets killed. Like, just gets killed brutally. First of all, the Mandarin was probably shot down after, he was exposed. First, yeah, Iron Man 3, the villain got blown up. Iron Man 1, the villain got blown up. I know, electrocuted and blown up. He was just, yeah. So basically, Peter, is left off the hook because, Tony, pretty much lets him, not go into hiding and not be, go to jail. So Peter still becomes a hero, and he still does his hero-like stuff, but under the, the allowance of the, the government, or the, allowed word of the government, so he can, do vigilante stuff. Now, he's still, able to do, small things like stop robberies and stuff like that, but Peter isn't allowed to, do any big things like stop a bank, a heist, or some sort of, shootout, or any government can push into that, but yeah, or the police, actually, so yeah. So Peter mainly just goes around taking down his villains because the government did allow him to take down his villains that are specifically, want to fight him. So basically, Peter, swings around the city, and since over the months or the time after Civil War, Peter is, yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Sorry, guys, there's a little on my screen. Mary Jane, this what if, is going to be about 2 weeks pregnant, and with, Peter's kid. So pretty much Peter, it does still get income from the government, because his, steady job is him being Spider-Man. So sorry guys, I just got done with My Hero Academia what if. So Spider-Man, Peter goes and you start swinging around the city. Now, we skip to, the whole entire, Hulk getting sent to the, what was it? The Sanctum Sanctorum of Doctor Strange's house. And pretty much, they go over there, they grab Tony. Tony calls Peter, because Peter was a couple blocks away from the Sanctum Sanctorum after taking down Scorpion. Now, the only thing now in this movie, in my what if, the only glimpse of Scorpion we saw was a middle tail poking up and a couple of legs, on the floor, and somebody saying that hurt, and pretty much, Peter looking behind him and flipping on the camera, and then we get flipping on the camera, and then we transition to the whole entire, alien invasion thing. So basically, Peter gets told, by, you got Doctor Strange, Tony, and, well, Bruce, about the whole entire thing with, Thanos, and that he's gonna come here and he's gonna go look for the Infinity Stones. Now, pretty much Tony, suggests, just destroy all of them. Tony says, Doctor Strange says, no, my sworn duty is to protect this stone. Pretty much Peter says, but what you gonna do about it if we take it from you? Doctor Strange gets angry and is about to, fold Peter real quick. Peter gets in a fighting position, but they get stopped by, banging. Peter walks out of there with Tony, and they see that, pretty much, well, it's going down. Now Peter is in his, civilian clothes, kind of like in that same black suit that he had doing the whole time, dancing thing in Spider-Man 3. So pretty much they get ready and they get started fighting. Now Peter's standing next to Bruce when Bruce tries to Hulk out, but he can't because, well, I don't know. So basically, because Hulk's a wussy in Vinny or sorry guys, my dog's in my room. Get get out, get out. Sorry guys. So yeah. So like Hulk was a wuss in Infinity War. It was just a known fact. Everybody was saying, oh, it was probably like budget. It was kind of the budget, but yet again, in the movie itself, in the world, the fictional world of Marvel, honestly, Hulk was a wuss. He was just a wuss. He was just a wuss. Like, literally, he said no because he was just afraid of getting his butt whooped by Thanos. So pretty much Peter, gets ready and he takes out his suit. Now, Peter's suit is exactly the same, Spider-Man suit in this picture. Pretty much, taking out his suit because he wears a suit underneath his, black suit. And pretty much, he gets in his hero costume or his, superhero costume. So Tony, gears up, after, Hulk or Bruce can't Hulk out. So, after Tony hits the one of the guys with the energy blast, Peter swings around and starts, webbing them up. He starts webbing them up and, swinging them to walls left and right, but eventually he gets the upper hand or he gets clapped by the big giant guy getting knocked into a wall, almost seemingly getting knocked out. Tony, starts fighting the big guy and eventually he's in the park about to get smacked by a car or slammed by a car. And not really, more or less he's about to get smashed by that hammer of the guy that, trying to kill him. And Peter gets right in between both of them at the same time. Tom Holland Spider-Man got there. So pretty much he saves, Tony at the last second. Tony says, good job, bro. And pretty much, good job, man. Or, cuz, I don't know what Tony does. So pretty much, yeah. So, they see that Doctor Strange is getting, captured. And pretty much, the whole entire thing when, Peter, Tom Holland Spider-Man was trying to stop, the guy, Peter did the same thing in canon. So pretty much he started, swinging around, whipping him up, and actually started to concede because he was a lot more stronger than Tom Holland Spider-Man. But yet again, he still got smacked away, and he still, did catch on top of, the pole, and it gets swinged up and, beamed up along, the Squidward telekinesis guy and, the, what was it? Doctor Strange, yeah, I forgot his name. It's Doctor Strange. So they get sucked up, and pretty much Peter, hides in the ship. And Peter doesn't really get to hide in the ship. He does, he's on the outside of the ship, and that second he's about to, run out of air because, Spider-Man can't breathe in space. Peter's about to, well, faint and die. But at the last second, Tony says, I got a little gift for you. I was going to give it to you later this week at your, baby shower. But pretty much a suit pops out of Tony's lab and pretty much starts rocking towards the ship. Right towards, Peter. Peter falls off and he gets covered by the suit. The suit is basically a Spider-Man suit looking exactly like this. Kind of like the PS4 Spider-Man suit. So basically, for the whole entire, legal law, PS4 was able to get the whole entire, PS4's same Iron Spider design is exactly the same as, Infinity War in this universe. So yeah. So nothing really changed for the PS4 suits, but yeah. So basically, Peter has the same suit of advancements as original Peter's webbing. Peter in this universe has organic webbing, so he can just make his own webbing. He doesn't need alternate webbing patterns. But yet again, Peter does have the classic red and gold suit, Iron Spider-Man suit, but also he can shoot lasers at the tip of the spider legs, and also he can shoot repulsor beams from his hands and fly like Tony, but he doesn't really need that because he can swing and thwip. So yeah, so basically Peter gets ready, and they do the whole entire they try to make up a plan to save Doctor Strange, but Peter brings up should we do that alien thing. He brings up alien, and pretty much they do the same thing, sending the Squidward guy in space, freezing him to death, killing him. So Peter, finds out about his, legs as he, tries to, save, well, Doctor Strange or whatever that guy's name was that he was saving. So basically, Peter goes on, and pretty much Peter, just staying quiet after everybody, starts getting, calmed down, and they seal up the patch in the, thing. So pretty much, Peter sees that, Doctor Strange, he asks Doctor Strange's name, Doctor Strange says Doctor Strange, and he says, oh, we're using made up names, and pretty much says Spider-Man. Pretty much, Tony is, smirks at this, but yeah. So basically, after that, they had the same kind of, conversation. Peter just, ignores both of them, and starts looking around and looking at the new tech that he has, messing around. So pretty much, they get to Titan after running in with the, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, starts fighting. And pretty much Peter does get the upper hand on Quill in this universe, getting him in a headlock, but Drax comes up behind Peter and is about to, stab him in the chest. Pretty much Tony and all of them start talking, and they get told that, we're not on Thanos' side. We're trying to kill Thanos. So basically, yeah, so after that, they get ready, and for the rest of the fight, they get ready. They do the same ambushing move, but Peter does tell that he can handle more strength. So he does do a more ambush move, and with the whole time Doctor Strange, whipping him or teleporting him around Thanos actually does get weakened a little bit more because, in this universe, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is a lot more stronger. Because we never seen Tom Holland Spider-Man stop a whole entire bus by himself, his bare hands, or, take on, so much durability to be crushed by literal sand. So strong that it can crush millions of people. Like, he literally got crushed by sand over and over, choked out at the same time, and also stabbed in the chest. That's a lot of durability to keep on fighting, so yeah. Peter still got his bones broken, got a little bloody there then in Tom Holland Spider-Man, but he never really, got stabbed in the chest. Blown up, took a goblin ball straight to the face. A bomb that literally feet away can disintegrate a whole entire person to the bone. And Peter took one of those straight to the face, like inches from the face. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was overly too powerful. Not too powerful, but just the right amount of comic book Spider-Man, powerful. So Peter, gets the upper hand and actually does get the Infinity Gauntlet off of Thanos because he's a lot more stronger in this canon. Now, pretty much, Peter already has his strength boosted by the suit at the same time. So basically, he starts dodging and weaving out of Thanos' way because Peter Quill still got the still didn't use his gun like a gun, just hit him. It just hit Thanos in the head with the bottom of his gun. Like, how did he not use his gun as a gun? I think it would go a lot more better if he actually did shoot Thanos, but so basically, if Peter was going to hit Thanos, he should have just shoot him in the face. Like, it was just stupid. So basically, Peter gets the upper hand and he starts swinging away with Tony with the Infinity Gauntlet. You know, Doctor Strange gets the upper hand on Thanos, but Thanos at the last second pulls a trick card, and it was a Reality Stone all along. Peter's on the floor, and he sees that he has a pretty much one of his legs of his arms, ripped off. And he looks behind him and he sees Thanos. Thanos stabs Peter right in the chest, and, not in the chest, in the stomach, and, throws him down on the ground with his, own arm, or his own spider arm. So pretty much he falls down to the ground and starts bleeding out. Tony, starts fighting Thanos after Thanos, starts folding the rest of the, group, and pretty much he does the same whole entire tactic with, Thanos. Thanos gets the upper hand, pretty much says that's all you got, and pretty much smacks away, you know, Tony. And pretty much Tony gets knocked out, and he's almost looking about to, get obliterated by Thanos, get killed. But at the last second, Doctor Strange says, I'll give you the stone. He gives Doctor Strange, the whole entire talk, and pretty much Doctor Strange gives Thanos. Sorry, guys, I'm so sorry. Gives Thanos the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay. So, I mean, the time stone. So, yeah. So, he gets in the time stone, and basically, he goes to Wakanda, folds everybody like he did in canon, and, takes the Infinity Stone out of Vision's head, folding him, and pretty much, yeets Vision's body away. He snaps half of reality, but Tobey Maguire Spider-Man isn't, snapped away, and, Nebula, Peter, and Tony are the only ones on Titan left. Now they get on the ship and they go into space, and I'm gonna leave it off here. So guys, part 3 will be about how it would change in-game. Now guys, I'm gonna ask one question. You guys could, ship it. I know, not ship it. I mean, go in the comments and ask me which one you want to see. Which, team should Peter go with for in-game, and, what should happen for in-game for Peter. And also, should Peter have the Venom symbiote for in-game? So yeah, see you guys later. Bye. Deuces, and as always guys, have a blessed day.